All right, Dalton, our number 5 edge defender in college football heading into the 2024 season is North Carolina's Kaimon Rucker. We actually interviewed Mac Brown about Drake May and a bunch of other Tar Heels. We talked about Kaimon Rucker as well, and he had nothing but high praise to say about Kaimon Rucker. And we turned on the tape, man. It makes a lot of sense why his head coach has nothing but high praise to say, because he is a bowling ball out there for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, and Coach Brown, he mentioned how defensive players hated tackling Amarion Hampton. They just hate it. He's too physical. I imagine it works the other way with Kaimon Rucker, because I put on his tape, and the word that comes up to me is violence, man. This is like a violent old school football player. He is so aggressive coming off the edge. If he gets a clean shot at your quarterback, you should be worried. You should be really, really worried, because he's explosive. He's got good hand usage, and he's just angry. I don't know who pissed him off. I don't know what quarterback back in the day pissed him off, but this guy, it's like he hates quarterbacks. I'm telling you, even running backs, man. He just wants to get in and hit people. And if you don't block him, like if he's the unblocked guy on the backside, he's a friggin' heat-seeking missile. Like, he's just so good. But he's also a really good pass rusher, right? He's not just some angry dude out there. 90 true pass rush grade and 89 pass rush grade in total. 60 pressures, was 8th in the FBS and 2nd behind Jared Verse in the ACC. A 19% pass rush win rate, which is really, really good. Like, you've got a combination of speed, hand usage, and just sheer aggression that make Kaimon Rucker especially a really, really good pass rusher. And he flashes in the run game too. Like, there's a little bit that we're going to talk about in a minute where it can be inconsistent, but man, if he gets a clean shot at your running back too, he's out to hurt somebody, man. Kaimon Rucker was as much fun to watch out of anybody in our top 10 as I had, because it's just like, it's old school football. He's the guy that brings attitude to your defensive line.
Dude, if you look at over the last 2 years, there is not a single returning Power 5 edge defender that's been more valuable than Kaimon Rucker over the last 2 years, according to our wins above average metric. Among returning Power 5 edge defenders, he has the most pressures over the last 2 years, with 96 pressures since 2022. And he also has 42 run defense stops over the last 2 years, which are tied for second among Power 5 edge defenders, whether or not they're returning. So he has the second most run defense stops among all Power 5 edges, and the most pressures among returning Power 5 edges. This guy is just a productive football player for the Tar Heels, man. Stocky build. Doesn't really have great length, because he's only like around 6'1", 6'2", but he's 265, man. He's a powerful player. Just relentless, man. Relentless when you turn on his tape. Explosiveness, bend, hand usage. He's got it all, man. Just not really the length that you look for in an edge defender. But other than that, man, he's been unbelievably productive in terms of getting to the backfield and making plays in the run game and getting pressures on the quarterback and getting sacks on the quarterback as well. What are the negatives, though, Dawn, with Kaimon Rucker right now?
So you love a guy at not an ideal size who plays with that much aggression, but it's the moments where the aggression works against him, right? It's times of like over pursuit. It could be times where he's the read option guy and he sells out to the back and the quarterback sneaks around him. There's also times where sometimes you handle really aggressive guys like that by matching it and running just right down the throat. Let's just get right at him, or certain teams you saw run outside zone, like right at him, and just make him the point of attack. Because he is a smaller guy, right? So if you bring that mentality that matches his aggression, you can run right at him. There's moments of that. It's the part where he has to play a little more controlled, maybe get a little bit stronger at his size, right? He's got a good build. He's only 6'1", 6'2", so it's not ever going to be like, oh, he's going to bench press tackles and do things like that. The lack of length is going to show up. But those are the moments to me when I'm like, there's just times where it's like, okay, maybe play a little more in control, right? Like there can be over pursuit stuff. There can be when teams make him the focus of their running game and running right at him, they have a little more success. Actually, it kind of sounds counterintuitive because he's a Tar Heel, he's their best player, and he does all these things and all that. But you have to match that, right? If you come out, it's kind of like blood in the water, right? Like sharks, where it's like if you come out and you show him you're scared of him, he's going to kill you. Yeah. He's going to absolutely kill you. If you try to run away from him, because he's wicked fast too. Like, again, if you run like that stretch away from him, he's just going to run you down. Like he's hunting, man. But yeah, if you use that aggression against him at times, and you sometimes even make him the option guy and put him in conflict and things like that, make him make decisions, make him think about it for just a minute, right? Instead of just being all gas and no break. But no, he's really, really good. It's just like, I think another year of playing a little bit more controlled, and he's as good as any edge rusher in the country.
I think playing under control was something I had written down too. And the other thing, I mean, it's just, he can't really improve at it, man. It's just how big he is. It's just he's around 6'1", 6'2". The length is going to show up, and in the run game, you see, you know, like I said, when teams run at him, that's when some problems can happen. Now, like I said, he does make a lot of plays in the backfield in run defense, but if he's not making a play in run defense, I don't think he's that great of a run defender, right? I don't. If he's not making a tackle for loss or anything like that, I don't think, you know, he's holding up setting the edge that well in the run game. So I think that's a problem for him. And I just honestly, it's almost like a lot of these guys will talk about their weaknesses. We're like, oh, we can get better at this and do this better. Rucker is just like probably who he is, man, because unfortunately of his dimensions that he has. But man, even at those dimensions, even at the, you know, the poor length he has at 6'1", 6'2", he is a really, really unbelievably productive player for North Carolina over the last 2 years, and why he's a top 5 edge defender in the country for us heading into the 2024 college football season.